everybody, my name is Victoria. Welcome back to my channel. This is Bailey. She's currently looking for a place to get cozy, so I think she'll settle down here in a minute. But I wanted to pop on and talk about my November plans, November TBR, and also talk about how I'm approaching TBRs going forward and into the new year. I am coming out of, I think, what can only be described as a reading slump, and it's sort of a combination of like life was too busy, but also that I was not in the mood to read also at the same time. And I think sometimes those things like go in tandem for me. Like the busier I get, the less room in my brain I have for reading, and I'm finally feeling like I'm kind of coming out of that a little bit, and having some space to pick up reading again and make it more of a priority. Oh, there's Rosie too. The whole gang is here. So getting into that, I have a new kind of structured way that I pick my TBRs. And I know as soon as I use the word structure, people go, ugh, yuck, structure. I know that it doesn't work for everyone, but I think it's going to work for me. In fact, I feel like when I was the most productive on BookTube, as far as reading, I had very structured TBRs. I'm very distracted by Bailey right now. I'm so sorry. Apparently the animals are not going to settle down. Whatever, we're just going to roll with the chaos. So I am basically making parameters of what I choose every month as far as different categories. So my first category for myself every month when I make my TBR is a Kindle Read, so something on my Kindle, and that will be a really easy pick for me this month because it'll be Way of Kings. I've been reading Way of Kings all year, basically. Yeah, definitely not going to read Wind and Truth in time when it comes out. I'm not going to be ready for that, but that's okay. I'm still enjoying my reread as slow as it has been, and I do plan to follow through. So here I am, still chugging along through the Way of Kings. I have really enjoyed switching to Kindle for the Way of Kings. Just Bailey knocking over the camera. Sorry for the jiggle. So I'm enjoying this. This is my Kindle Read still. I'm about 70% of the way through. So what that means is things are getting interesting. We're starting to see the plot move forward a little faster. So the Sanderlanche is coming. And next category will be one of my Book of the Month books. And basically I've just decided to, instead of try to read whatever comes out that month from Book of the Month, I'm just gonna basically do a random draw from my Book of the Month shelf. And so my random draw this time landed on The Stardust Thief by Chelsea Abdullah, and this was released in June of 2022. So I've had this for some time now, and so it is time to get to this. This is the beginning of a series, of a fantasy series. I can't remember if this is young adult or adult, but it is the beginning of a fantasy series, and I do not know if the second book is out yet. I'm kind of thinking it's not out, and that worries me a little bit. But that's okay, we're gonna try it. I heard pretty good things about this, just generally. So yes, The Stardust Thief. If I can figure out a quick synopsis. I've only read like the first couple pages, and there was some things about jinns. So we're dealing with jinns, which I think are basically like genie type creatures, right? The jinns, and then there's humans. So basically jinns used to rule the earth, and then they fell out of favor with the gods, and then humans took over. Humans were like the replacement for the jinns. And so I think it's about like the rise of the jinns again. But it says, Luli al-Nazari is the midnight merchant, a criminal who, with the help of her jinn bodyguard, hunts and sells illegal magic. When she saves the life of a cowardly prince, she draws the attention of his powerful father, the Sultan, who blackmails her into finding an ancient lamp that has the power to revive the barren land at the cost of sacrificing all jinn. So that kind of gives you a flavor for what this is. Middle Eastern inspired with some magic and genies, maybe a little bit of Aladdin in there. Apparently there's a lamp, an ancient lamp. So I just think this sounds really fun. I really enjoyed the last book that I read in this kind of genre, as with like a Middle Eastern setting. And so I'm looking forward to this, and I've heard mostly good things about it. So yeah, I'm very curious now to look into if the second book is out yet, but maybe I'll just be left hanging once I finish that. Also, I forgot to introduce my shirt. It says, "I can't. I'm in the depths of despair, Anne Shirley." It's an Anne of Green Gables shirt. I saw it online and I just had to get it. So I had to have a Anne of Green Gables shirt. Anne is the best. And I just really like this shirt. I can't. Okay, my next category for my TBR. So I have a Kindle book. I have a book of the month book. The next one is a continued series. So a series that I'm in the middle of that I need to continue. And I'm keeping track in my reading journal, and I have my page of all the different series I'm in the middle of. It's actually not too many that I'm in the middle of, but now I'm obviously adding another series that I'm going to be in the middle of. So that'll probably just get worse before it gets better. But I'm in the middle of, like, I don't know, maybe 8. I feel like 8 is still sounding kind of like a lot. But I know it's not as bad as it could be. Yeah, maybe like 8 or 9 series that I'm in the middle of. So the one that I'm picking this time around is, I want to continue with the Douglas Adams Hitchhikers series, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So I'm on the second book, which is The Restaurant at the End of the Universe, and just had so much fun with Hitchhikers, which I read earlier this year in January or February, and haven't continued yet. So I'm planning on doing that before the year is out, and looking forward to just more zany British humor with a sci-fi twist. Should be a fun time. And so that is my continued series for the month. And then another category that I'm going to try to stay consistent with is picking a Patreon book to read for that month. And so I'm in 2 Patreon book clubs. I'm in Tiffany's from Beautiful Minutia, and I'm in Kate from the channel Kate How. And I have been abysmal at participating in either one. So I really do want to change that. That was one of my goals for my reading at the beginning of this year that I did not follow through on. That was a goal that did not go well. So I am trying to read the Pick for Tiffany's book club, and that will be Cranford by Elizabeth Gaskell. And I'm excited that this was the pick because I already owned it, and I'm really making an effort to read what I own. That's actually part of this whole TBR structure. The idea is that I'm really going to focus on reading what I own, what I have in my own house. So Cranford is the pick, and I'm really excited about that. I love Elizabeth Gaskell with every fiber of my being, so I was thrilled that this was a choice. And then the last category that I'm going to be hopefully able to stick to every month is a book of my choice. Just something that will allow me to have something that will be more of a mood read. And for this month, I am going with Blood Over Brighthaven by Emma Wong because I just got this edition in the mail. It was just released. So it's just gorgeous. It's a beautiful book. Oh my gosh, so beautiful. I haven't even looked. What does it look like naked? Oh, it's just simple. It's just simple black. But it's stunning. It's got red sprayed edges. And I have read The Sword of Kaigan by this author, and it was just one of the best fantasy books I've ever read. And I've heard just more praise for this book, and I'm so excited. So yeah, this will be my mood reading pick. And I honestly could not tell you what it's about, but I think there's possibly like a magical school involved, University of Magics and Industry, and the first woman ever admitted to a prestigious order of mages unravels a secret conspiracy that could change the practice of magic forever in the standalone dark fantasy. We love a standalone. let's not add to the list of series that I'm in the middle of, shall we? So I'm excited about this. I think that'll be a really good time. I also have the audiobook for 3 of these, which I kind of took a break from my audiobooks. I haven't picked up an audiobook in a while, but I have an audiobook for 3 of them at least. I have an audiobook for this one, and for Cranford, and for The Stardust Thief. So I plan on dipping in and out as far as reading the audio and then picking up the physical, because I still want to do both for all of these. I just think that helps me, especially like I'm a very visual person, and it just helps me to have like the right spelling of people's names in my head. And like, especially with fantasy, like the spelling of the places, for me to be able to like look at the map sometimes and have like context for what I'm listening to. That always helps me. So yeah, those are my November reads. And I'm hoping that I can sort of stick to this plan every month. Also, my rule for myself is that whatever I don't finish will roll over into December. And we'll see how that goes. But I must read what I own as well. Which means I'm really taking a step back away from readathons, things of that nature. As fun as they are, I just feel that my TBR situation is at a kind of out of control point, and I'm feeling stressed by it and a little bit overwhelmed by it. So I really want to curb it a little bit, start reading what's on my shelves so I don't feel like I have all these books that I've never read. So that's my plan going forward. Does not mean I'm not open to readathons, depending on what it is, but I'm really gonna try to participate in things where I already own the book, is my goal. So let me know what your November reading is gonna look like, or what you hope it's gonna look like. And thank you so much for watching this video today. And like if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more from me. And until next time, keep reading great books and take care. Bye-bye.